Hey folks, Brad here with Secure IT 360 to give you another 2-minute how-to. We're going to talk a little bit about a new thing that just came out. It's an Internet Explorer vulnerability. I say new, it's really not, right? So we see these from Microsoft and other vendors all the time, and that is, hey, there's an exploit in the wild. The bad guys are attacking this, but we don't have a patch yet, right? Or in some cases, maybe they do, but we as a process take some time to get that patch out. So how do we as organizations and as our security department react to a 0-day that we maybe can't get patched right away? So what do we do about that, right? So the process starts before the 0-day ever comes out, right? We do our own internal threat management kind of process, right? Where we do an assessment on our internal controls. What are internal controls that are applicable to 0 days? Well, most 0 days come at you in two ways, right? They either come at you from the perspective of an endpoint risk, right? In this case, the one we're talking about is a HTML engine against Internet Explorer, okay? So that's clearly an endpoint risk. How are we managing threats to our endpoints? We also look at the delivery mechanism to those. Is it an email attachment? What does our email security structure look like? We also want to look at it from a network perspective because that's the other kind of way that most 0 days come at us, and that is via a remote code execution against services that are exposed to the internet, or in some cases internally. So we need to look at our broad controls for those types of threats. Do we have advanced endpoint protection, right? Are we preventing execution? Are we sandboxing those resources that are risky, such as internet browsers and email clients and things of that nature? How are we managing those things? So we have to kind of be honest with ourselves. We do an assessment on that. We look at our IDS capabilities, whatever kind of next-gen firewalls that we might have out in front of public resources, which might be vulnerable to remote code execution. So we need those broad protections early on so we can evaluate how we're going to perform against specific threats. And so once those threats come out, because we have a pretty comprehensive threat management process, hopefully, right, where we're identifying those new threats, those new 0 days, and we're going to kind of, as a rolling process, evaluate that specific threat against our existing controls, make small tweaks where we have to at a global level, and that should be about all we have to do to bridge that gap from the 0 day in the wild to we're patched and fully protected against that. So that's all I have for you today. Hope you have a good one.